What is up, YouTube? And today we're talking about Rinak's banner, only because it is ending in about 3 or 4 days. And I can say after testing her, a lot of times I kind of have a solid opinion on how she is and if she's actually worth going for. Now, of course, she is a limited character, so just in of that itself, it's probably going to be worth your summons anyways, just because it does take a lot longer for her banner to rerun. But, also the nice thing about Rinak is she's also very, very strong. So looking at her skills, she has a very strong S2 that kind of removes attack, health, and defense from characters one by one. And she also gets the stacking spoils buff, which is very, very powerful. And it kind of makes her like a, scaling character in a sense, right? The longer the fight goes, you're just stealing a lot of stats, and you're also going to be able to just cycle very quickly. She also has this S3 that cycles very fast because she does rely very much on speed. And you can see that it penetrates defense, cannot crit, and the damage scales with their speed. Hits okay, but the best part about this is it does 7,000 fixed damage. Even though it stuns you, it doesn't matter because you can run her on her artifact, which will pretty much give her stealth when she's stunned at the end of her turn, or if she has like any other debuff in general. So it makes it pretty powerful, and she has this S1 which penetrates defense and scales with speed. Her other abilities don't really hit that hard besides her like S3 fixed damage, but when you start stacking up the spoils and you start reducing the defense of a lot of characters, it actually ends up hitting decently hard, which makes her a pretty good character in my opinion in long fights. If you just protect her, she's very, very good. She pairs very well with Dragon King Sharoon because she stuns herself, and with just like anything that can keep her alive because she doesn't have any lifesteal built in. Now, her artifact, also very, very powerful. If you are pulling for her, this is pretty much a must-have because you're going to see it gives her attack, which is okay. But the best part is at the end of the turn, if she has a debuff, she gets CR, which is very good. And also, the most important thing is she gets stealth for 2 turns. And this is very good because while you're stunned from your S3ing, you don't really have a way to protect yourself. So because of this, you do want the stealth. Now, of course, if you do run her with Dragon King Sharoon, it's not required, but it's still very good to have even though you have Dragon King Sharoon, because with the way turn cycling works, you can't really guarantee that you will be able to get that stun off her right away. So pretty good character. I'd say that she's definitely worth going for. If you guys are looking on how to build her, I'll show you guys mine, for example. So this is my Rinak. You can see that she is pretty well built, and that's for good reason. She's a very good character. Pretty much all you need on her is speed. I think you want at least 3,000 health, and then the rest in the bulk is fine. Now, I say speed, you obviously don't need 317 speed or whatever I have, but the higher is better because not only does she scale with speed in terms of damage, the more important part is you want her to cycle as quickly as possible to use her skills and cycle her turn cooldowns, because you really want to stack the spoils as soon as you can, and you really do want to reset the cooldown of her Pilfer buff here because it's so strong. Now, if you guys don't have a lot of speed gear, it's going to be a little bit harder to use her in my opinion, but still usable because she is very, very strong and her base speed is very high. So even with like not the best speed gear in the world, you can actually get her to a decent amount of speed. And as long as you can get her to the fastest on your team, like 280, 270 even, if you have her surrounded by units that can protect her, it should be okay. Just keep in mind, if she is slower, you do probably want to have more bulk on her because she'll be more susceptible to damage. But otherwise, pretty powerful unit, I'd say. I do have her maxed out. It's really up to you. At least, I think you want +4 on her S2 and then +3 on her S3. But the other ones do actually kind of matter because of the fact that it does make her do more damage in later fights when you're starting to stack her stats up with Pilfer. But yeah, you can see I have her on her own artifact. Speed set is her default set, of course, because she wants to be fast. And, effectiveness set is good if you probably don't need it, honestly, but it's the only set I actually had available to put her on. She does actually have, the CR decrease on the enemy, which is going to be affected by effectiveness. So that's kind of my cope and why I'm on effectiveness set here, but ideally you do want her on speed set and most likely probably like a health set or immunity set or even like a defense set as well, or even a broken set if you guys don't have another secondary set to complement it with. But yeah, pretty much it for this video. Definitely a very good unit. I think you have to pull for her, mostly because as you guys saw, with limited selectors, even recently released characters don't show up for a while. Even like Laya, which came out like a year ago almost, I think isn't available, so it's pretty annoying. So you're gonna have to wait for a rerun, which might be like a year or two even. So I think definitely you want to pick her up and pick her artifact up from the secret shop, not secret shop, from the Powder of Knowledge shop. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about her so far. I think she's a very fun unit, but also very strong. And I'll see you guys in the next video.